Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Farming Simulator 2013 because I wanted to do a bit of a blast from the past. I've been meaning to this for a little while and yeah, I feel like today's the right day to do it. So let's jump in to Hagenstadt, my favourite farm sim map. Luckily most of the controls are the same as they used to be. This is the first time I've been in FS13 in years. So let's get the old tricks going. The old classic farm sim tricks. I think I might have set my hardware profile too high because why am I... Why is there like random pangs of lag? So let's get the old tricks going straight away with the vehicle selection. You can see they've got little Kramers dotted around the map. Reset that, reset that, reset that. So we got 4 Kramers. I don't know why... I don't know why the camera's kind of jumping a bit at times. Let's turn the volume down a bit more. Can I do this in the thing? I can't do this in the thing. I've got to tab out and hope that the game doesn't crash. I've got to go to the volume mixer to turn down the volume. I forgot this is a thing in FS13. Let's just turn it down like that. There we go. Much better. I wonder if my mouse having an issue. Could very easily be that my mouse is having an issue all of a sudden. So the very first thing that literally everybody did in FS13 was get rid of these Kramers. Now most people just went to the shop menu and got rid of them there. I always, every single time, I don't have any mods installed by the way, but every single time I brought them down to the shop. And does this have mouse acceleration? It does, you know. I never noticed that. I always brought them down to the shop and sold them, but I'm gonna this time just sell them all off like this. All 4 of them. There we go, 35,000 immediately. I've got to remember the old controls for this. Let's get the F1 menu gone. So this is the Sammy Argon. This is Sim's favourite tractor from the game. If you ever ask Simulate what his favourite tractor in Farm Sim history is, it's a little Argon, because it's a little lawn tractor kind of looking thing. That is my favourite machine that has ever been in the game. This, the Far M66. By far the best harvester Farm Sim ever had. I can't get an FPS counter up. So what I'll do is I'll get lazy and just get that in hard worker. Because what I want to do is I want to go up and... I don't need this to do what I want to do, do I? No, because I think these fields are pre-cultivated because the cultivated texture used to look very, very similar to the seeded texture if memory serves. I'm not going to do the other old trick people always did, which was to merge the 2 fields. Merge fields... Isn't 16 and 17? It's I for this, isn't it? Oh, 15 and 16. Because of course, unlike modern farm sim, you do have little PDA, which is why there's 1,000,001 PDA mods out there for farm sim now, as they want to bring back some stuff from FS13 that I kind of think that it's better that it's gone. That field is in fact already cultivated. You might have noticed the grass disappeared. Yes, that's another thing that's changed since FS13. Is the grass in FS13 would disappear when you cultivated it. So if you want to plop something down, you cultivated the area first instead of just plopping down a placeable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the... I forgot the UI on this game was huge. Genuinely forgot how big the UI was. That's kind of entertaining. I don't have drive control, Dave. So let's get the Sammy on this. I don't have any way of knowing when the harvest is going to be full. This is going to be a fun one. You might hear the clicking. I am playing keyboard and mouse. Something's not right between the game and my mouse. Something's not happy. And I'm really not sure which it is. So that's 62% full. Let's get into the beer, which is... I want to say it's one of my favorite tractors, but you can see the difference in quality between FS13 going up to FS17 in terms of how the tractors look. The FS13 tractors, I've only just noticed, do have a bit of a shine to them. So the people who are complaining about the normal maps on FS17 tractors. No, this is where I started Farm Sim, by the way. This is the very map where it all began for me, was Hagenstedt. So let's get this, oh, I can FS13 do this. Let's get seeding over on field 15, I think it is. Yeah, field 15. I'm not going to do the old trick of merge them together, and we'll get this going. I am using and abusing the hard workers quite heavily. So that's going to go off and do barley. I need to grab the Sammy again. And get this on the harvester. Now I don't have any way of baling. Was there a baler for... This is the way the shop used to look, by the way. There wasn't like select your equipment type and then go for it. It was all like this. Is there a baler for like 11 grand? No. I didn't think there would be. By and large, the controls for Farm Sim haven't changed. It's just kind of how the game looks. Is drastically different now. I think it's... You know, FS13... It's just... You know, FS17 looks so much more polished. And I've just realised I've got no way of taking down the HUD. I forgot to enable DevTools. I'll have to come in after the video and get a thumbnail. Because the DevTools don't... I don't have it enabled because I literally just finished installing the game before I started recording. Well, I lied. Like, did the first install setup nonsense that it usually does. So let's do something that I always did. And use one of my absolute favourite pieces of equipment in Farm Sim history, and that is the Amazon Trophy Hopper, which I'm going to reset because I just... This is one of the little tricks that I always did at the start of every game in Farm Sim 13. Every single time. I actually want to turn off the help icons as well. So one thing I always did... By the way, cruise control works differently as well. Speed 1 is super slow, 2 is middle slow, 3 is very fast, and 4 is then like harvesting speed, I guess. You can see that the grass just has come on leaps and bounds since FS13, the way that all the grass textures look. Why is my mouse being weird? Is there something on my mouse pad that's causing this? Could be something on my mouse pad causing it. It could also be the game's lagging while I'm really not sure what's up with my mouse today. Yeah, something's not right with either my mouse or how the game's seeing it. I'm thinking it's how the game's seeing it. But one thing I always did was I always... And this is ridiculous, because it takes an age. I always like brought the Trophy Hopper out, and towards the end of the game and the cheaty hoppers came out, the ridiculously huge ones, which seem to come out faster and faster every year. I always... had at least one just so that I could do the yard and get a bit of money out of grass. There was a period where I was insane and decided to fill the bunkers of the BGA with grass from a Trophy Hopper. Because there's enough grass over in the BGA area, and I'll drive the Sammy over there in a bit. There's enough grass over there that you can do it. You can get like 100,000 litres of grass just over there. I mean, this thing took 2,500 litres this thing took. I almost said 3,500. No, that's the FS17 version. Why is the camera pinging about so much? Genuinely don't know. I think it might have been something to do... Might be something to do with the game itself. Yeah, 2,500 litres. That's the Trophy Hopper full. So one control that has changed, I do recall, I do remember, is that to unload the Trophy Hopper, in FS17 you press like I, in FS13 it's Q. That's the biggest change, and the Trophy Hopper still slows out weak to unload. The fire has reached 80%, so let's get that unloaded. And we will sell some crop off. Oh my god, what is up with the ping? I want to do a mission as well. Not one of those missions. I forgot how the missions worked in this. I'm hoping to get a mowing mission. Can I buy... I don't have quite enough for that. You can of course get a big M and do the mowing missions with the big M if you really want to, because... Yes, FS13 had the big M by standard, because... And I think that's one of the things Giants are missing. But if I press not home, insert, I can borrow a bit of money. Loan went up to, I think, 200,000. I can buy... I'll just get the Eurocat so that I can have it for doing a mission. And again, just reset it. Pressing the escape menu does actually pause the game, by the way. Unlike in FS17 where the game just runs in the background. No, just pause. I think this is kind of the setup that everybody had for the first few hours of FS13 was a Trophy Hopper, the Sammy, the Burer, and the Far. I think kind of that was the general thing. Also, you weren't forced to have chickens. You could have them, and they actually appear in the shop under animals. So if I go over here, did they appear in the shop? Yeah. Oh, they actually, yeah. You buy cows, sheep, and chickens. So the only animal that's been added in the last 4 years, almost 6 years, has been pigs. I think it's a good addition. Just adds something interesting to do, but I don't like how you can't get rid of the chickens. The only chicken that has forever been the pain in everybody's backside has been that rooster, which you can never kill. But, you know, that's how things change, I guess. In hindsight, I probably should have kept one of the Kramers, but I think... Why is the camera pinging about so much? Good lord. That's actually irritating me now. I think I can buy a new Kramer super cheap. Oh yes, this is another thing, was the Classics pack. So there is a baler I can get that's super cheap, isn't there? Yeah, this is the Classics pack, which like was released on Steam but is technically a mod. Can I get a tractor to go with this? 16 grand. Let's get the little hats. I completely forgot about the Classics pack. Yeah, it was a free DLC that released, and Giants put it out on Steam as a DLC, but it shows up in the mods menu. It's not like the rest of the DLCs. You might have noticed that nothing was telling me where I'd, you know, got things from, what pack. Back in FS13 and FS15, you basically had to remember where you got stuff from. Whether it was a DLC, whether it was a pack, whether it was this, whether it was that. It was just kind of a thing. Now some of you might recognize this baler as so yeah, some of you might recognize this baler from FS15. This is kind of its second outing. It was originally in FS13. Same with the tractors and stuff. That's why it was a free DLC for FS13, then kind of just got converted to FS15, and then really badly converted to FS17 because I don't know why the quality dropped so much in what was effectively the same baler, but it did. But this is something that I feel Giants need to put back into the game in a way. Is a conventional baler, a small baler, because Hey, look, small bales. Like, yes, they make a mess. Yes, they're a pain, but they allow you to get into baling and deal with your straw super early in the game and kind of deal with it in a neat-ish manner. Which is something that I really feel FS17's lacking. Out of the box. I know that, you know, you can get mods, and this is technically a mod, but I didn't go on any mod sites before recording this. I literally just reinstalled the game and decided to play it for like half an hour or so. And you can see that, like, you know, this is still at the very start of the game. I shouldn't be able to be baling right now. But I am, because there's a small baler. A really old small baler. Like, this is something that should be in the game in FS17 right now. Is by Giants is a baler that you can just hook up at the very start of the game and maybe even start you with it. I don't know. But, I mean, it increases the amount of money you can make so much. You might notice as well that the straw isn't a Tip Anywhere pod. Tip Anywhere was only introduced in FS17. So if you guys started off in FS17 or started off with, you know, console in FS15, or no, it's literally if you started off with FS17, because Tip Anywhere wasn't in FS15. It was something I was calling for, and I'm so glad Giants put it in. But it wasn't a thing. It's not a thing here. You had to download a mod and place it down, and it worked really well. I'm not gonna say it didn't, but it just it didn't exist by default. Small balers did. I think I'd really like to see Giants get something like a Fire APN or an old Letty Welger or something, and just throw it into FS19. Just dump it in there, because there's something about being able to do bales straight away. Like, if I wanted to, there's no way of lifting these bales, by the way, by hand. There's no hand lifting things. There's no buying big bags of stuff, no pallets of stuff. And I'm going off going on the basis that some of you guys will never have seen FS13, never have played it, never have touched it, never have experienced this way back when. And kind of the purpose of this video is to counter all the complaining I've been doing over the last however long. Because, you know, all the complaining has been based on stuff specific to FS17, and I feel like it's only fair that I go back in time and, you know, get in my Wayback Machine, go back to FS30 and play it standard for a little bit. I don't know if this is going to be a series. I really don't. If you guys like it, let me know in the comments, and hit the like button, whatever. Let me know if you want to see more FS13 on the channel, because I can keep recording this. I can do a stream of this. Granted, it'll all be keyboard, so you'll be clicked. Yeah, you'll have the clicking. You'll have to deal with it, because the way wheels work doesn't particularly agree with me. I never got to grips with how wheels work, and I don't want to install mods into this ancient install of FS13. I particularly, because it never agreed with me for whatever reason, I particularly don't want to install Spring Hill. That's not a slight on any modding or anything. That's just a map I never clicked with me. Never got on with it once. But you know, looking back, you can see how far the game has come in just 4 years. Between FS13 was released in 2012 and FS17 was released in 2016. That's a massive difference. But granted, I now have Reshade running in FS17. I've got it tweaked to specifically run at 60 FPS solidly, and I've got everything optimized, and I use, you know, I'm very picky with mods. In fact, I went and did a bit of a clear out of some mods the last week or so, last few days, that I didn't feel like it was worth using anymore. Actually need to do proper clear out at some point soon on my FS17 mod folder. But, you know, this is me going back to the absolute basics of Farm Sim and, you know, adding to my existing 3,000 hours with this game. Because I remember this game. I remember all the talk of what are giants doing. I hit enter there because I'm so used to manual engine start. No, that wasn't a thing. That was part of, I think it was drive control for FS13. We had manual engine start that I never used because I just didn't agree with those kind of things. I mean, if you look at the models and the trees and stuff, you can see the massive differences. There's no chainsaws, no forestry. This is a pre-forestry world. What I'm going to do instead of finishing the baling is I'm going to fill this up, and here's another change, is you drive under the thing and it magically fills you. There's no pressing a button. Where's the pricing screen? Because I can't remember. There we go. We got, what, wheat? Freight yard, 565. That's a mission with front loader. Mill, 652. Right, where's the mill? Oh yeah, it doesn't tell you. I think... Oh, this is where my memory is going to have to work overtime. I think the mill is the one at the top of the hill. Because, yeah, one thing about FS13 that changed in FS15 was in FS15 you got to see where the sell points were and what they were called. Same in FS17. Back in FS13, you basically had to have the map in front of you at all times to remember where everything was. And I could do that. I could get my phone out and get the map up on my phone, but I feel like that'd be cheating a bit. I think the mill is over here to the right. 3,000 hours in the game and I can't remember the map at all. That said, it has been close on 4 years since I've played this. You know, the last time I played this was in 2014 when FS15 released, and yes, this is the mill. Hagenstedt Mill. Boom, I remember things. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna empty this, and I'll take you guys over to the BJ so you can see how things changed there. The one thing that I do like though about Hagenstedt, and I always have and I always will, and the reason that I'm playing this was because I gotta be honest with you guys. I was looking for a map so that I could do a video for today in FS17, and I saw Hagenstedt on the mod hub. I thought, do you know what? That wouldn't be the worst idea, just a one-off revisiting Hagenstedt. So if I just dump this here, and let me think, the sheep, I can't find this out from the PDF. Yeah, the sheep are off to the left. So if I go to the right here, yeah, show you guys something that I always loved about FS13, and it's something that I think kind of brought a bit more life to the map. I know it's, you know, looking at it from FS17 standards, it's a very dead map, but back in FS13, I still think it's one of the best maps Giants ever made. Back in FS13, this was just one of the best. It was kind of one of the gold standards. I know there were better maps. You know, you had Colbert come out towards the end. You did have Spring Hill for those of you that enjoyed it. I'm not going to knock it because I didn't. It's just never agreed with me. But one thing that I always loved about this map, that always brought me a bit of joy, was the fact that it had a golf course. Which, you know, I can't teleport over there. There's no TARDIS teleport in FS13. So I do have to drive at 26 miles an hour. I've just realised it's actually up at the top of that hill over there, isn't it? Kind of. Like, granted, all the fields on this map are square, and I always complain about square fields because it's too gianty and too boring, and, you know, that's always going to be a thing that I'll complain about. But something that, I don't know, this map just always kind of resonated with me back in FS13. It still kind of does. And, there is genuinely a bit of joy in my heart being back on this map and, you know, recording a video. The last time I was on this map was in FS13. I think I might have played it a bit in FS15, but not a great amount. I might have done a mod spotlight on FS15 version. But I mean, this is... wow, a lot more green than I remember it. Holy crap on a cracker, this is hilariously bright green. This is the golf course. This is something that has not been seen since. And, well, yes, it's a silly little gimmick. And yes, it doesn't make any sense because the holes are just kind of dotted around at random, and I don't think there's even 18 holes. And there's no tee positions. You might notice that. There's a lot of holes, but no tee positions. I don't know what way this course is supposed to be played, but you know, it's something that just hasn't been in the game since. And it's got its own little PGA Tour flag, and one of the most fun things that you would never know from looking at these is you can drive the golf carts. Because of course you can. You know, silly little vehicles like the golf cart made by Giants are things that are missing from the game. I think there's 5 or 6 of them dotted around the golf course. You can drive all of them. If you reset all the vehicles, it does bring all the golf carts back to the main yard, which does kind of drop the hint that, hey, you can drive these things. But, you know, while this map is very open and very flat and very kind of... I don't mean this as a disrespectful thing. Generic Giants. It still kind of highlights what was great about FS13, which was... there was a lot you could do with very little back in FS13. You know, FS13 was really the time of the super mod. You know, it's when NI modding were at their greatest extent, and I know Peter J and Nishma. Nishma was never part of NI modding. I keep saying Nishma is part of NI modding. No, Nishma was part of the FS UK mod team, which created the Abbey tankers that I love so much originally. I'm so glad to see him working on those again, by the way. This was when you had teams like NI modding, EuroDZN, that were just bringing out quality mod after quality mod after quality mod, and we've kind of lost that over time, and it's a bit of a shame, but, you know, I think the improvements the Giants have made in that time period have, I want to say, been a net gain to the farm sim community. And the fact that the scripts are now kind of taking over as what, you know, the highest quality stuff. You know, stuff like back in FS15, well, back in FS13 you had more realistic, the original version. In FS15 you had soil mod. In FS17 obviously you got seasons. And, you know, there's advancements being made every little step. Yes, there was courseplay available for FS13 and FS15. I think as far back as FS11. But it just kind of incrementally, people learned more about XMLs and Lewis scripting and the various scripters. You know, the courseplay guys, they've learned over several years. Peter J's learned since FS11 how to make mods. And those little things that you learn along the way will all add up. And it's almost a shame that some of the map makers from FS13 have kind of disappeared. And while I would say it's a bit of a shame that some of the modders have too, so unfortunately all the modders that did disappear were more interested in complaining than getting around limitations. During FS15, when the scripting docs took an age to come out because Giants wouldn't bring them out until the console version of the game was out because they wanted to make some changes, and that led to drama, and led to modders quitting, and led to mod teams quitting, and led to, oh, what do we do about mods? The modding community is falling apart, and really, it's kind of improved since. You know, I was very concerned when I saw the modding community at the time basically imploding because the scripting documents hadn't been brought out back in FS15. I thought, you know, there was genuinely a thought going around that, oh, maybe, you know, maybe this is the end of farm sim modding because look at all the modders quitting. And looking at it now, that was a silly thing to think. Oh yes, you had to go to a specific cruise control level. I forgot about this. Yes, this is asking for cruise control level 1, so I've had to press 1 on my keyboard. This is as fast as you could load this thing. In FS17 you can just ram it home because, you know, it'll stop you at the working speed. FS13, no, you have to set the working speed yourself. Which reminds me of something fun I need to do. Because there is an offshoot from the whole, you know, you gotta set the working speed yourself thing. And that is with cultivators and seeders. Kind of wish I could turn off missions, but I don't think I can very easily. Can't remember how, anyway. But with cultivators and plows and seeders and anything that goes in the ground, something interesting happens if you go too quickly, and I'm going to show you guys real quick. So in FS17, you know, it stops you at the working speed. No, in FS13 it just disconnects it. It shouts at you for a minute and then just goes, nope, you're not allowed to use this. Yeah. Do not drive too fast. Slow down, slow down. Oh, screw you. That's something that's kind of missing as a comedy element to the game. But I'm gonna leave it here. If you guys want more FS13, a real blast from the past, and that's what I'm going to title this video, let me know. You know, like and comment and subscribe and all that, and let me know if you want more FS13 in the comment section below. I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave, you've been watching Farming Simulator 2013. Until next time, stay safe, and goodbye.